Hi, I'm B from Nectar Mechanics, and in today's video, we're going to be assembling my custom Sideswipe-inspired transforming figure. If you haven't purchased the files already, they're available in the description below, but first I've got a few notes before we start printing. You're going to want to purchase additional 1mm diameter pins from your local hardware store. When you import the STLs, make sure to run auto repairs in your slicer. Some parts are symmetrical and are to be mirrored in the slicer. They are marked in their own folder. The STLs are actually exported orientated in the best way for strength, and will require supports. You will also want to add brims to any of the small flat pieces like the glass or tail lights. I recommend a 15% infill and a layer height of 0.1mm. So, once you've got all of your pieces printed off, it's time for the assembly. We're going to start off with the arms. Starting off with the arms, we're going to make the shoulders. Now, we want to make sure that our shoulder hinge has the flick going upwards. Once you've got the correct shoulder hinge, you can grab your main shoulder piece and pin it together. Once that's pinned, you can grab your shoulder tire hinge and pin that into the opposite hole. Now we're going to put our shoulder to one side and make a start on the tire. You're going to get your shoulder tire, which is slightly thinner than the leg tires, and you're going to put a little bit of super glue in the middle. Then you can put down the rim piece and pin it into the shoulder. Now we're going to take our elbow connector piece and we're going to slide it into that slot in the back of the shoulder. Now we're going to pin that into the shoulder and we're going to get our forearm into action now. You're going to take your forearm and the side door panel and you're going to line it up on that hinge piece that's sticking out the and you're going to line it up on that hinge piece that's sticking out the side. Once that's lined up, stick a pin right through and make sure you add a little bit of super glue on the tip so that it doesn't fall out. Now we're going to take our elbow piece and we're going to slide that into the forearm. Then we can pin that in place. Next up, we'll grab our fist and we should be able to just slide that into the bottom of the arm. Now we can slide the two halves of our arms together and we're done. And since these are symmetrical, just do the same for the opposite side. Now we're on to the torso. You're going to want to get your side torso pieces and put some super glue in the ball joint socket and on the ball joint of the shoulder. Once the super glue's dried, we're going to take that ball joint, insert it into the socket, and sandwich it all together with the top side torso piece. And like I said before, do the same for the opposite side. Now we're going to take our main bonnet piece and we're going to put some super glue in those little channels on the front. From there, we can insert our headlamp pieces. Next, we're going to take our black grille piece, put some super glue in the channel at the front, and insert it all together. Next up, we're going to get our bonnet stripe piece. This is a separate piece for if you want to do redecos of like Red Alert, but for Sideswipe here, it's just all red. Okay, now we're going to get our neck block. And we're going to put some pins in those side shoulder pieces. We're going to be sandwiching the neck block in between, so make sure the pins aren't too long. Trim them to size if you need to. Then we're going to take our right shoulder and we're going to insert it into the bonnet. We're going to then pin that in place. And then we're going to attach our neck block. And then finally, we're going to attach our left shoulder piece first into the neck block and then rotate it into the channel on the bonnet. There, we can pin it into place and it should all be one unit. Alright, now we're on to the waist. You're going to get your main waist piece with the two little prongs and insert it into the back of the torso. Make sure you've got the flat side of the waist facing the back. Once you have that lined up, you can pin it into place. Make sure these pins don't stick out or they'll get in the way of the neck block. Once it's pinned in place, you should be able to slide it forwards and start attaching the little waist blocks. These little waist blocks are actually connected to the bonnet rather than the rest of the waist. They have an incredibly slight chamfer on the sides, which indicates if it's a left or right piece. Make sure you get them the right way around. Once you've inserted it into the bonnet, you should be able to just pin it in place. Now that those are pinned, we should be able to just fold down the bonnet and collapse it all together into the waist. Now it's time for the backpack. You're going to get all of your glass front frame pieces, and you want these little tiny connector hinges. Pay close attention to the orientation of this hinge, as we want to make sure that it's got the slight thinner side going into the backpack, and the flat side is facing the back of the front glass frame. Now we can pin that in place, and we can start putting some super glue for all of the little glass pieces around. Once the super glue has dried, we can now pin the backpack into the torso. You're going to want to align those little hinges in the respective holes and put the pins in from the sides. Once everything's securely pinned, you should be able to slide the backpack down and rotate it, getting it nice and flush with the back. Next up is noggin. Make sure you've got these absolutely tiny eyepieces printed off, and then apply some super glue onto the inside of the helmet. From there, we can insert the eyes, and once the glue's dried for that, we can glue the faceplate in. Once the super glue is fully dry, it's time to attach the head, and I recommend giving it a slight twist as you do it. Depending on print tolerances, it should fit fairly easily, other times it needs a bit more persuasion. Part 6 is his rear bumper. We're going to take our main red bumper piece, and we're going to put some super glue in the channels. From there, we can insert his tail light piece, and the black color panel. Next up, we're going to take the leg connector bar and insert it into the hole in the back. Once it's lined up correctly, insert a pin through the weird L shape, locking it in place. Once that's pinned, we can put some super glue in the lower bumper piece and attach it all together. Alright, we're nearly there. It's time for the lower legs. We're going to take our rear tire and apply some super glue inside the middle. From there, we can insert the rim. From there, we can stick a pin through it all, trim it to size, and attach it to the side leg piece. Next up, we can get our tiny exhaust color detail panel and just shove it into that hole in the side. Next up, we can put some super glue in the channel on the back and attach our tail light piece. Moving around to the front panel now, we're going to put some super glue in that almost triangle detail indent. From there, we can insert his knee pad color piece. Once the super glue is dried, we can line it up with the side leg piece and pin it from the top and bottom. Next up, we're going to want our back leg piece, and because this is the left leg, we want the one that has the hole in it, not the peg. Line it up with the pinholes and pin it in place. You may find you need to super glue this pin to get it to stay. Next up, we're going to take our spoiler, and we're going to put some super glue in the channel for it, and attach it all together. We've got an easy one this time. It's the feet. We're going to take our main foot piece and insert some super glue into the channel on the side and attach the glass panel. Once the glue's dried, we can take our main toe piece, line it up with the pinholes, and pin it in place. This joint will wear out the most over time because it's supporting the weight, so sometimes it's good to put some super glue in the gaps and rotate it while it's drying to make it thicker. Now we can take our lower leg piece that we just assembled, line it up with the foot, and pin it in place. Alright, Part 9 is the entire legs. We're going to take our lower leg piece with the foot, our bumper, and our new upper leg piece. We're going to line up the bumper into the lower leg piece with that connector bar, and we're going to stick a pin all the way through. Make sure it has a large amount of pins sticking out of the side. Superglue if you have to make it stay. Now we're going to take our lower leg and put some superglue around that upper pinhole. We're not trying to glue these together, we're just trying to strengthen the connection. Pin it into place and keep rotating it while the glue dries. Once the glue's fully set, you should be able to collapse it all together and you've got your leg. Part 10 is the crotch and final assembly. First up, we're going to put a bit of superglue in that tiny channel on the front crotch piece and insert his color triangle piece. Next up is the hips. We're going to take our hip hinge and the actual hip. Now the hip's mushroom peg is slightly off center and we want it facing more towards the front. Pin those together, and now you should be able to rotate them into the upper leg pieces. Due to how the prints are orientated, they might have a slight teardrop shape, so I recommend inserting it on its side and then twisting it into the correct rotation. Once you've done that to both legs, we can take our upper torso piece and connect the back crotch half. From there, we're going to insert our legs, and we're going to put a liberal amount of superglue on the front panel. And finally, we're going to sandwich it all together and do not let go until the glue is fully dried. This is the point of failure on most Transformer prints, as these joints hold all of the weight, so you want to make sure the connection's as strong as it can be. Okay, so that's the bot done, but he's got an accessory, and that's a shoulder cannon. You're going to have two pegs. One should have a very, very slight indent. That indented one is the handle for the main cannon. Put some superglue in the hole on the bottom, and insert the handle. And now we'll do the same for the peg on the missile piece. Once the glue's fully cured, you should be able to just insert the missile into the tip of the cannon. And finally, we can just attach it to Sideswipe's shoulder, and he's fully assembled and done! But before I finish this video, let's show you how to transform it. First up, we're going to remove his shoulder cannon, and we're going to slide down those red arm panels on both of his forearms. Next up, we're going to lift up his backpack and fold up his bonnet piece. That should give you enough clearance to rotate the head. It might get a little bit snagged at a certain point, but if you keep pushing, it'll just go. From there, we can fold the bonnet and the backpack nice and flush, and rotate those waist blocks down. Next up, we're going to rotate his waist 90 degrees backwards, and we're going to pull on those sliders. Once you've got it all the way, we can rotate his waist 180 degrees. Next up's the tricky part, the lower legs. We're going to open the front and back halves. This should give us enough clearance to squeeze our bumper piece past the spoiler. Now we can fold our toe down, and we can close up the back leg panels. And from there, we can align our bumper piece. Now, let's do the same on the opposite side. Now, we're going to try and align it with those pegs on the backpack. This can be a bit tricky at first when the print is fresh, but with sufficient wiggling, you can persuade it. Finally, we're going to want to do the arms. This is one of the trickier pieces, as you have to rotate it inwards, bend it backwards at the shoulder, and align the forearm door all at the same time. It's going to feel like it wants to fight you at first, but trust me, once you've got the angle just right, it'll pop into place. From there, you should be able to tab them into the legs. Printer tolerances will dictate how gappy the car mode is, but give it a nice squeeze, maybe some sanding here and there, and you've got the car mode! This has been an absolute blast to put together, and I hope you enjoy making your own copies. If you make this model yourself, please feel free to share your makes on the cults page. So once again, thank you very much for purchasing, and I'll see you next time. Farewell!